Well, Marty, I'm not sure if you remember the last time we were at Forest Hills for Game of the Week. It was a comeback victory for the Rangers against the Penn Cambria Panthers to make them stay undefeated. A great game indeed, but also the ICC South is on the line tonight. And for Milesdale, in their third year in the conference, they're looking for their first title in program history. And to do that, they got to go through Everett. Well, James Franklin is gone, but the result is still the same. Another deflating loss as Penn State has lost 4 in a row and will enter the month of November with 0 wins against a Power 4 team. Let that sink in, especially when you factor in the hype and expectations entering this season. In a heavyweight bout in the LHAC tonight, undefeated Forest Hills hosting undefeated Penn Cambria. And for the Panthers, they picked up where they left off last season, making it all the way to the state playoffs, ending up losing to Fort Cherry. And under head coach Jason Grassi, they haven't missed a beat, and he joins me now live over off to my right. So Jason, a big part of your success early on this season has been the man under center, Brady Jones. Having their kids play in the Little League Softball World Series comes at a steep cost for parents, especially adding on the hotel and travel costs from both the state and regional tournaments. However, it took a village to help donate to get the parents down to Greenville, North Carolina, all to see their kids play in the national spotlight. This ain't the same Bearcats you're used to seeing on Friday nights. This team 4-1 and big time winners of tonight's Sports Beats Game of the Week. Yeah! It was another action-packed week of Sports Beat last night. We had reporters all over the area covering many games. However, we did run out of time last night to include all of the highlights. So tonight we get to catch the matchup between Altoona and Cedar Cliff. Another 100-yard performance for you this season. What has been the catalyst to get this offense rolling under you?
It all starts with our linemen. Our linemen block their tails off every play, and it all starts with them and our receivers who run good routes, and I deliver the football, and we're a heck of a football team.
Now, ICC South champions, what does that mean to you, the team, and the rest of the community?
It's a semi-goal in our season. We got bigger goals, District 5 championship. But
Central Pennsylvania lives for the Friday night lights. And making sure that conditions are perfect can take a village, especially when it comes to the playing surface.
We've been putting a sprinkler, doing everything we could to keep getting water on the field.
We kind of take shifts. The football coaches have been involved with it. The custodial staff has been involved in it. Some of the administration helps here and there with stuff like that too.
And with recent drought conditions draining the area, these fields, both game and practice fields, are going from plush green grass
because then we have more of a cushion
to brown thatch.
When you start, drying up, the grass can't hold the roots, so you start losing traction a little bit, and little slips and falls. And when you're not playing on your best traction, things are going to happen.
There's an ongoing debate about what playing surface is best for athletes, whether that's artificial turf or natural grass fields. However, with the lack of rain in the area, those grass fields have dried up, creating a similarity between both types in terms of increased risk of injury.
We've had a lot of lower extremity injuries, such as like ACL tears, more abrasions. We've had a lot of bruises. We had a couple of concussions going on, hitting their head off the ground.
Hearing the plea from athletics, the Portage Volunteer Fire Department got in the game, delivering a much-needed drink, more than 30,000 gallons of water, to the field at Portage Stadium.
He coordinated with a few other members, and they took our tanker down and watered the grass on Monday evening.
It's a big help, especially during homecoming week.
It definitely helped. Some water is better than no water. I can't emphasize enough how much any donation or volunteer service really helps out our small school.
We're here to serve the community. We like to give back to the people that give to us.
In Portage, Jon Draeger, WTAJ News. For Kendall McConnell, trap shooting was a sport she grew up around, drawing inspiration from her father, Tom.
My dad was a coach, and I would always come down here, and I just started shooting.
The two spend time together out at the Crespin Sportsman's Club or in the woods, hunting deer and pheasants.
I was excited. It's not very often you get a daughter that will partake in the outdoor sports as deep as she has.
When the Penn Cambria clay trap shooting team formed during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, Kendall was found at that range, either shooting or building up the field.
She wasn't eligible yet to shoot for the team, but she helped us build it and shot alongside our kids just in sport, and that was a beautiful thing.
Fast forward to spring 2025, which Kendall started her freshman campaign on the team in the female JV division, which got off to a rough start.
I experienced a lot of roller coasters because my gun we couldn't figure out how to adjust it correctly, and so I wasn't shooting the best scores.
She had a very big struggle with trying to break 16s. There was weeks that she shot below 16, and it was very disheartening to her.
Determined to keep going, she headed to the state competition.
My thought was just to not give up because you never know.
And took her shot, putting her on top of the state.
I was very proud of myself for getting that far and shooting well and like being above everybody.
It's crazy to see how hard she worked the last couple weeks going into states to get back up on top of things and be able to pull it off.
You watch it and you're so excited, and I couldn't be more proud.
Now Kendall heads into her sophomore season with a bigger target on her back, but her eyes still down sight.
I always tell them to shoot this bird that they're going to shoot like it's the only bird they have to shoot all day.
When you get in your head, it really brings your scores down.
All to stay at the top of her game.
It's very challenging but fun at the same time.
2 weeks ago, the West Suburban 12U softball team hit the road on this bus to head to Greenville, North Carolina for the Little League Softball World Series. And after those 2 weeks, they returned Monday with a little bit of extra hardware.
I knew they could do it. I mean, there's a lot of hurdles to overcome to do that. They definitely had the team to do it.
A champion's welcome for the queens of Little League Softball. Friends, family, and fans showed up to the field as early as 3:30 to get a glimpse of West Suburban. Signs, softball, and pens awaited them.
I knew my whole community was watching, and to win it just for us and for them, it was awesome.
They were fighting this entire tournament for everybody back home, really, and each other, and you could see that on their faces.
And for Reagan Bills, this experience was a dream come true.
She wanted it from a very young age, and she was passionate about it, and I just can't believe it came true.
That dream made the team local celebrities and an inspiration to the next generation of ball players.
She's a great leader for her team. Very inspiring for all of them.
The younger girls are going to look up to these girls and start to dream that. Our 10-year-old girls won the state championship this year. We have a group of 8-year-olds that went undefeated in their all-star season. Now they're dreaming. They're saying, why can't we do this?
Inspired enough to grab some autographs from the team.
It was awesome, and getting pictures with me, it just feels so good.
But the entire experience is something the team and the community will carry on for a long time.
The memories will last a lifetime, but, you know, soak this stuff in. Don't let it go by without really enjoying, what's happening around you.
It's been a wild week in Happy Valley. James Franklin was fired on Sunday following another loss to Northwestern, and to the joy of many Penn State fans. Now that loss was the final straw for Franklin, extended the Nittany Lions' losing streak to 3 games. Assistant coach Terry Smith was named the interim head coach, and he had a lot on his plate trying to get things back on track. And it doesn't get easier now as the Nittany Lions hit the road to take on Iowa at Kinnick Stadium in a prime time showdown. Opening drive for the Hawkeyes, Mark Gronowski fires one over the middle. It's tipped and picked off by Zaki Wheatley, setting up the Nittany Lions with good field position. Katron Allen will then finish off the drive with a short touchdown rush, 7-0 Penn State. It's 7-3 late in the half. Gronkmeyer trying to lead a 2-minute drive, but his pass is tipped and picked as well by Xavier Wongpa, and he takes it down to the 1-yard line. 2 plays later, Gronowski scores on the QB sneak to put the Hawkeyes up 10-7. Iowa gets the ball back thanks to some terrible clock management for the Nittany Lions. The Hawkeyes line up for a 64-yard field goal. It's blocked. Elliott Washington scoops it up and takes it all the way for a house call. Penn State up 14-10 heading into the locker room. Penn State in the red zone now in the third quarter. Handoff to Allen, and he's in for his second score of the night. Nittany Lions go up 21-10. But the Hawkeyes don't quit. On 3rd and goal, Gronowski calls his own number, and he finds the black and gold pay dirt as Iowa cuts the deficit to 21-16. Will Penn State blow it again? Well, here's where we find out. The teams trade field goals. Iowa still down by 5 with 5 minutes left to go, and Gronowski takes off with his legs. He flips the field as he goes for 67 yards all the way down to the 8-yard line. And then on the very next play, Gronowski hands it off to Caden Wedgen and will find the end zone for the go-ahead score. And for the second straight week, Penn State loses by 1 point, and they now have lost 4 conference games in a row. Entering this season, the Penguins were expected to be one of the worst, if not the worst team in the NHL, which would put them in a great position to win the Gavin McKenna sweepstakes. But the Dan Muse era has gotten off to a solid start as the Penguins are 4-2 on the year. The Pens have won their past 2 games and are coming off a 3-0 shutout win over the San Jose Sharks on Saturday, where goaltender Tristan Jarry stopped all 31 shots. Muse has them playing well on both ends of the ice. The Penguins have 2 shutouts through 6 games. Now that can definitely be hard to believe because of the liabilities that they had on defense and the shaking goaltending last season. Despite the hot start, Muse sees plenty of areas where the Pens can continue to improve on. The Eagles take on the Vikings. First quarter, Eagles facing 4th down. Jalen Hurts with all day to throw. He lets one loose and finds A.J. Brown down the sideline for the 37-yard strike to put the Eagles up 7-0. 7-3 in the second quarter. Carson Wentz, he's hit as he's thrown, and it gets picked off by Jalix Hunt, and he does the rest. 42 yards for the score. The pick 6 puts the Eagles up 14-6, leading into halftime. 14-9 in the third quarter. Hurts on a play action unleashes a deep ball, and he's got an open man in Devontae Smith, and he takes this one 79 yards to the house for the touchdown. The Eagles go up 21-9. Vikings get back in the game, though, on the Wildcat. Jordan Mason takes the snap, and he's in to pay dirt, crosses the plane. The Vikings only trail by 5 heading into the fourth quarter. The Eagles' lead is now down to 2. Hurts finds one down the same, and he's got A.J. Brown for his second score of the game. That's all Philadelphia needs it. They defeat the Minnesota Vikings 28-22.